Leveling up an entry point can be really slow and frustrating, but with the right strategies, it's actually not that bad. With this method, you can do the SCRS Legend Loud in less than 5 minutes and with only 2 players, which is pretty fast. Player A, in this case me, should bring an F57 in CHA with mastery for both. I highly recommend frontline armor, but if it's too difficult, then you can bring Aegis. Player B should bring an F57 with rifle mastery and a thumper. Heavy weapons mastery is optional but recommended, and one of you needs to bring an unsuppressed weapon. Doesn't matter which one, but as soon as the game starts, you need to fire it to trigger loud. This helps to prevent a really annoying bug that can happen if you breach a door while it's still stealth. Now, here's where it gets complicated. My preferred method is actually to ignore the tech keycard and always go right. This is faster and avoids having to predict which way the tech is going, but if you get bad RNG, they won't always open the doors, so I recommend bringing 3 breaching charges even though you normally won't be using all of them. At this point, player B needs to fire a thumper shot without killing their teammate, and then player A just uses a breaching charge to get into the server room and start the hack. Immediately after the first thumper shot, player B should thumper the right door and thumper the door to the server room. Note that you don't need to directly aim for the door. Then just defend the power box from this corner while player A takes this spot. You don't need any more breaching charges after this point, so I dropped my equipment bag so I can move faster later on. Meanwhile, Hunty actually dropped his equipment bag at the start just because he doesn't need the extra medkits, but obviously in your case, you should probably have a bag full of medkits. Anyway, this section is pretty straightforward, but as player A, just remember that your teammate doesn't have a CHA, so you need to be really careful about the Aegis units. Now, the whole point of this strategy is to start the second hack as soon as the first one is finished, and the first hack takes about a minute, so if it started at around 24 seconds, then around the 124 mark, player B needs to be ready to start the second hack, which makes the mission a bit faster. At some point after starting the second hack, player B needs to head to the last server room by the helipad. In this case, Hunty decided to go immediately, but you really don't have to. Then just use the thumper to open the server room. In total, you need 5 thumper shots, which requires an ammo vest and at least 10 deep pockets perks. If you only have 4 thumper shots, you could just bring an extra breaching charge, disable a chip door, or use the keycard strategy. Again, there's nothing wrong with the keycard, I just find it ever so slightly annoying. But anyway, during the second hack, player A just needs to defend, and even if there's only one player defending the power box, the units will still split up, so it shouldn't be that difficult. The second hack will take about a minute and 30 seconds, and then once it's done, the third hack should be started immediately. Then player A runs to the server room, and you just defend like normal. For the gunship, you need to both use F57 and just spray it until it dies, which shouldn't take very long. Then obviously, don't die to the missile, spray it again, wait, then quickly run to the exit. And that's it. If you do it right, you should be able to get a sub 5-minute run. Now obviously, we have max level characters here, so if you're level 60, you probably won't do it as quickly. But if you keep doing it over and over, you should level up pretty quickly, especially once you max out your pro bonus. Finally, I just want to mention that we did try out a few other strategies for the gunship. You can actually plant C4 and blow it up at the right time, or just use grenades. But to be honest, the F57 is so fast that I wouldn't bother with anything else. Overall, this is one of the best methods to level up an entry point, and unlike Black Dusk or Lake House, where having 3 or 4 people really helps, you only need one more person. So if your friends don't play entry point anymore, which I know a lot of people don't, then this is probably more realistic. And that's the end of the video. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.